So last week I did not really do a new brand highlight or profile video of 3 different fragrances. Somehow I ran out of days and I kind of got carried away, but also some of the brands were not ready. But this week I have a new brand. Well, it's sort of a new brand that I'm highlighting. It's Bortnikoff. And I did one review video for Bortnikoff almost 2 months ago for the fragrance Sayat Nova. So today I'm highlighting 3 of the Bortnikoff fragrances, which includes Amber Cologne, Oud Monarch, and of course Sayat Nova. And of course, thanks to Bortnikoff, we have a full bottle giveaway, and the full bottle giveaway is worldwide, and he's giving away a bottle of Sayat Nova. So if you're interested in discovering this house and learn about these 3 fragrances, Amber Cologne, Oud Monarch, and Sayat Nova, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. And yes, we're talking about Bortnikoff. And Bortnikoff fragrances I've known about for quite some time. He's been doing fragrances for probably a good 2-3 years. 2018 is probably some of the first fragrances that were launched. And now we have several fragrances in their house. But he's apparently an architect and he was a distiller of essential oils. So their fragrances are also sort of limited, and depending on how much they have of the raw materials they're using, if they run out of it, of course they're going to have to probably discontinue the fragrance. I'm not sure how true this is, but this is what I've read online. And so if you like a fragrance, get yourself a bottle, because it's almost like fashion. Sometimes a couture is a limited edition. They don't make too many of it, and so once it's run out, it's run out. So we have the 3 fragrances, as I said, I'm going to talk to you about: Amber Cologne, Oud Monarch, Sayat Nova. But before I get to those 3 fragrances and have you participate in our giveaway, if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And also please do click that notification button. We still have people not claiming prizes, and I don't redraw the prizes. So if I announce your name, you never get my notification, you don't claim your prize, I'm not going to redraw that particular giveaway. So please make sure you either follow me on Facebook, my Facebook page, and get notifications to see that I announce the giveaways, or also just come back to this original video and there I will announce the winner after the 2 weeks is up. Alright, so Bortnikoff fragrances, Amber Cologne, Oud Monarch, and also Sayat Nova. So I'm going to talk about Amber Cologne first, and the 3 fragrances I'm talking about today come in 2 different concentrations. Amber Cologne, with that name Amber Cologne, comes in an eau de parfum concentration, and a 50 ml bottle is $180. So the boxes are like this, they come like this. There's actually another box outside, and so it protects this kind of a cloth box. Of course, as you can see, it's very elaborate and very elegant looking logo. And the fragrance is in here like this. It does come in with a notes breakdown as well. So when I see the word cologne in a fragrance, I know that you're going to get something like cologne-esque. So Amber Cologne was launched in 2019, 50 ml bottle, 180, and as I said, it's an eau de parfum concentration. The 2 other fragrances I'm going to talk to you about are Extrait de Parfum, and if you don't remember what that is, eau de parfum, Extrait de Parfum is the highest concentration of perfume oils. Eau de parfum is intense. Eau de toilette, of course, is pretty much what you get at department store counters. And then there's eau de cologne. And then there's also, like a lighter version than eau de cologne as well. But even though this is called Amber Cologne, it's not acting like a cologne, it's acting more like an intense fragrance, especially since it's eau de parfum concentration. So this one has notes of bergamot, lemon, white and pink grapefruit, sweet orange, cardamom, and frangipani in the top notes. In the heart notes, jasmine, sambac, Virginia cedarwood, and sandalwood. In the base notes, gray and brown ambergris, oud from Sri Lanka, Bouya oud, vanilla. So interesting notes, right? With this one, I'm going to spray and let you know I've worn all three of these fragrances, but I've actually worn Sayat Nova a lot more because I've had that one quite a long time. But I really enjoy this one, and what I like about it is because of the grapefruit note. For me, it's almost like a tropical grapefruit because along with the grapefruit, I get a lot of Frangipani. And Frangipani I associate with tropical. Like, I think it's a tropical smell. Even though I'm Lebanese born Armenian, we had a Frangipani tree nearby, and that tree smelled so great because the flowers used to drop and I'd pick them up because they were all beautiful. And it has a very, very beautiful, pungent, almost tropical smell. Here, as I said, it's just almost like a fusion of this very tropical flower with lots of bitter, zingy grapefruit. Very, very beautiful. And it's called Amber Cologne, but it doesn't act like a cologne. It acts like an intense freshie. So if you like a floral citrus freshie, this is probably one you should try. And all the fragrances I've noticed from Bortnikoff are intense experiences. And again, Extrait de Parfum concentration is the highest concentration of perfume oils, so those fragrances, little goes a long way. But for a freshie, a fresh fragrance, which this acts like to me, this is pretty intense and very, very long lasting. Even though we're going into fall here, fall is in the air, this would have been great as a very, very long lasting summer freshie. But again, you gotta love Frangipani. If you like white florals, I shouldn't say white florals, this is actually yellow floral. If you like yellow florals, but you know what, there's also a jasmine note in here that's pretty prominent. If you like that combination, definitely one that you should try. But this one also dries down to an ambergris. It doesn't get quite animalic, which I've noticed sometimes with ambergris, but it hints at it a little bit. And jasmine itself can get animalic to me, but it doesn't here. It's very, very fresh, intensely fresh experience, and grapefruit with Frangipani is what's dominating this fragrance. I really like it. I really love it. Amber Cologne, I think it's called Amber Cologne in the end. It's because it's ambergris. So does ambergris typically have an animalic quality? You should go check out my animalic fragrances video, where I speak about 5 or 6 different animalic notes, includes ambergris. Yes, ambergris can smell a little bit aquatic. This one kind of sort of does a little bit. And again, I feel like it's a perfect addition to this fragrance because in the end it's tropical. It's almost like a tropical island getaway. So floral and you know, fruity and also citrusy all come to mind with this one. It's a great scent, and I think too bad we're going into fall, as I said, or we are in fall, but this is a really, really awesome summer fragrance, I think, if you get a chance to wear it in the summertime. So that's Amber Cologne, the first fragrance I'm talking about today from the house of Bortnikoff. Again, this is a 50 ml, $180, 2019 launch, and it's Eau de Parfum concentration, not Extrait de Parfum concentration like the next 2 fragrances I'm going to talk to you about today. So next up, we're talking about Oud Monarch. Again, it comes in a box like this, and you open it up, of course, and then inside is this. That's Oud Monarch, and this, of course, is the card. Now, I've noticed that the first 2 fragrances I'm talking about today, Amber Cologne and Oud Monarch, have a really long list of notes. Sayat Nova, on the other hand, is not very extensive as these 2 fragrances are. So, but with that fragrance, which if you haven't caught that video for Sayat Nova or the review, you should go check it out because I'll be a little more detailed in that video than this one. But I feel like with Sayat Nova, and I'll tell you more about this when I'm on that fragrance, I feel like you get a lot more accords rather than an extensive list of notes. But with Oud Monarch, for me, this one is a very, very spicy, oriental oud. That's what it is. So it's Oud Monarch. Once again, I feel like this has, even though it's an oriental with woody oud and spices, I feel like there's a tropical edge to it with this one as well because it has Frangipani. This fragrance, Oud Monarch, and also Sayat Nova, are very dark juice, as you can see. This is not as dark as Sayat Nova. And the strip is actually, look, it's color stained. So be careful with putting this stuff on a light colored, you know, outfit or shirt or something. So this is Oud Monarch. This is a 2019 launch, just like Amber Cologne. This is a 50 ml bottle, $350. And again, Extrait de Parfum concentration, meaning the highest concentration of perfume oils. So a little goes a long way. You don't need too much sprays. 1 or 2 at the most, and it's going to be with you for the whole day. So this one has notes of Magnolia, Frangipani in the top notes, and the heart notes, Rose de Mai, Himalayan rose, cinnamon, tobacco, and the base notes, Oud Monarch, Oud Chang, Cacao, Civet, Castoreum, Labdanum, and vanilla. So interesting combination of ouds, and I feel like this house does oud. It's a given that you're going to find oud in fragrances. Even though Amber Cologne for me was not so much about oud, here we have a very, very spicy oriental oud. And what's running this show here, it's a warm, spicy fragrance, is cacao with cinnamon and lots of oud. Again, the Frangipani comes in and gives me a kind of a tropical experience. As I said, it's not as prominent here as it is in the other fragrance. And for me, sometimes Frangipani can go into a slight suntan lotion direction. So here, I feel like it is a little present. It's almost like slightly coconutty as well in here. And I feel like it's a nice fusion with the cacao or chocolatey touches in the end. It's very, very spicy though. It's cinnamon heavy. Cinnamon is strong. And if you've never had, you know, cacao or hot chocolate with cinnamon, you got to try it because this is that experience. It's a very, very cinnamony experience, but it does develop into some slight animalic touches because it does have civet in the end and castoreum, but it's so blended. It's blended so well that they don't jump out and kind of like, you know, hit you in a way that you kind of become sensitive to that kind of smell. But if you haven't had too much experience with animalic notes, you might notice it a lot stronger here. But for me, it doesn't just scream out. Like, you know, it's blended so well that, you know, you can experience it, but not like shockingly experience it when your nose picks up the animalic notes. For me, I feel like the animalic notes are watered down with the spiciness of the cinnamon. The cinnamon is strong. It reminds me of a older cinnamony fragrance, or the idea of these older cinnamony fragrances like Aramis had a fragrance called JHL. I feel like the cinnamon in here reminds me of that one. And there's this Estee Lauder version called Cinnabar, and the cinnamon in here also reminds me of that. They're not identical fragrances, but the cinnamon is what really reminds me of those oriental fragrances. This in the end is an oriental again, but I pick up those warm, spicy touches, lots of them. Lots of chocolate and cacao. It is very musky. But again, the muskiness of the animalic notes doesn't jump out and screech at you. You'll pick it up if you're sensitive to it and you're not too experienced with animalic touches. But in the end, it's great. I feel like this is a spice fragrance lover's dream come true, because that cinnamon and chocolate together is just running the show pretty much. Anyway, that's Oud Monarch. Oh, also, if I didn't say this already, it's a very, very long-lasting fragrance. Extremely long-lasting. You don't need too many sprays. If you like the idea of chocolate, cinnamon, and you know, oud and oriental notes, and also, you know, slight animalic-leaning fragrances, you got to try this one. But be warned, the cinnamon will hit your nose, because that's what's hitting my nose. And I love cinnamon. I love drinking cinnamon tea, and it's prominent here. So that's Oud Monarch from Bortnikoff. Again, 50 ml bottle, $350. Extrait de Parfum concentration, launched in 2019. So last but not least is the fragrance that I have already reviewed from Bortnikoff. As I said, if you haven't caught that video, please go catch it, because you'll find out more information about Sayat Nova in there. But Sayat Nova once again comes in a box like this. And I have my strips in there, of course, because I test things out. And this is Sayat Nova. As you can see, it's the darkest juice. And it does come in with a card like this. And as you can see, this has the least notes as all three fragrances, from all three fragrances. So Sayat Nova has a lot of meaning for me because I grew up Armenian. I'm Armenian born, Lebanese born, Armenian. So it's something that we were taught as kids. I don't know much about it now, but yes, I do know a little bit about it, and it's part of my heritage. So Sayat Nova, you'll find out more about it in the video. I'm mostly going to tell you about the fragrance here. It's a 2020 launch. It's a gourmand oud for me, but it's not your traditional gourmand because it's ultra smoky for me. It's like smoked gourmand notes. 50 ml bottle, 350, Extrait de Parfum concentration. Once again, it's the strongest concentration for perfumes, and is a little bit goes a long way. And this one is the darkest juice. As you can see here, it's like dark chocolate, molasses, you know, like very, very intense. So a little goes a long way. Don't spray it on, you know, light colored clothing. And it's a 2020 launch with notes on this one: apricot and narcissus, and the top notes, heart notes of rum and vanilla. Base notes, oud from Laos, oud from Bengal, oud from Trat, and oak moss. So as you can see, not a lot of notes with this one. For me, it's mostly about intense apricot, intense rum and vanilla. Those are the gourmand notes, and everything else is overpowering pretty much. So imagine the gourmand notes are fighting with the oud. Now, I don't know the differences between oud from Laos, Bengal oud, and oud from Trat, but for me, I get a lot of smokiness in here, and I feel like the oud in here, or one of the ouds, is ultra smoky. Now, some people experience fragrances differently. For me, on my skin, the smoke comes out a lot, but in the end, you do pick up the apricot, and it's almost like a booze-laced apricot, or like an apricot compote. So imagine, you know, taking dried apricots and putting them in rum and kind of soaking them, and then using them for that kind of some kind of a dessert with like a drizzle of vanillic something or rather. So that's kind of what I get with this one. So it's a boozy apricot compote like thing with vanilla. And of course, narcissus does appear a little bit, and narcissus, from my research, says it goes a little smoky. So there's a little smokiness from narcissus, and all the woodiness from the ouds here is what I'm getting with this one. So it's overly smoky, but you experience the apricot, don't get me wrong. It is about apricot. It's a lot of apricot, but it's like, you know, kind of fighting with the smokiness from the oud and the woodiness of the ouds in here. But I really feel like it's a solid release. If you like it smoky, if you like it also boozy gourmand, then definitely try Sayat Nova. A great winter fragrance, because what's going on with this one, you know, in the wintertime, it's dark because there's a lot of darkness with this fragrance because of the ouds. In the wintertime, you also have all the smokiness from the chimneys and the fireplaces that are burning. So if it's smoky in the air, you're getting a little bit of like, you know, sweetness covering it. The sweetness coming in from the apricot, vanilla, and the booziness from the rum. So that's my experience with this one. Very, very long lasting, a little goes a long way, and it's gourmand smoky for me. So that's Sayat Nova, a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. Please do check it out. And again, go check out my review, my full review of this one. So this is a 50 ml, once again, $350, Extrait de Parfum concentration, and a 2020 launch. So as I said, Bortnikoff is doing one full bottle of Sayat Nova as a giveaway for one lucky subscriber of this channel. So if you've been wanting this fragrance, now's the time to participate. And as I said earlier, people are not claiming prizes. One winner only. If you participate and you get called out and you don't claim your prize, that's a sad thing, because a lot of people are not. So please turn on your notifications, but let me know what your thoughts are on this house. And to participate in the giveaway, what I'd like for you to do is let me know which fragrance sounds the best to you, and what you liked about this video, and why. Why do you want to win Sayat Nova? Please put that down. Please also put down your country, or if you are a subscriber from the USA, your state. Please follow rules and make sure you're subscribed. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching my video on Bortnikoff's 3 fragrances, Amber Cologne, Oud Monarch, Sayat Nova. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Please list below. Otherwise, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.